Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm Yasmin. If you want to make your well-being a priority, you're in the right place. This is the first of a 4-video series with actionable information that will help you stop procrastination and start moving closer to your goals. This first episode is all about creating momentum. Here we are going to cover 4 actionable steps that will help you stop procrastinating and getting a momentum moving closer towards your goals. These 4 steps you are about to learn are based in the premise that our inner dialogue creates our character decides what actions to take, and the actions we take create our results. In other words, what you're telling yourself is creating an image you have of yourself, which is influencing the actions you're taking, which are creating your results. If something in your life is not the way you would like it to be, if something doesn't look the way you envision for yourself, you have the power to change that, and that's wonderful. So let's dive into it. Before we move into the first step, let's just quickly create a vision of what you want. Think about what you want to change, transform, improve, or see more of in your life. What is it that you want to change, but for some reason you haven't been able to move closer to it? Take a deep breath and think about it. Let it come up. What is it that you want to change? Once you have a clear vision of what it is, let's move into it. The first step to stop procrastinating is to change your inner dialogue. So observe how you talk to yourself. What words are you using? Are they empowering words or they're limiting words? Notice if you haven't been using words like it's too difficult, or I can't, or I'm not able to. Notice if that's going on or anything similar to that. Observe, journal, and start to shift the way you talk to yourself. It's not about being perfect, it's about getting to know yourself intimately. Bring awareness to your thoughts and notice how you're talking to yourself. Notice if you're using words that are really coming from your heart, or there are words that you hear around and that you learned and they're no longer serving you. So whatever you find that is not serving you anymore, let it go, and replace it by empowering words. Yes, I can. Yes, you can. Yes, I deserve it. Yes, I'm worthy of creating this change in my life. So here's an example of empowering words you can tell to yourself. Feel free to write that down and repeat to yourself daily. I believe in my right to be successful and happy. I feel worthy, deserving, and entitled to achieve my needs and wants and enjoy the fruits of my efforts. Journal your thoughts and start to shift the way you talk to yourself. Next, strengthen your sense of self. Here, we need to change the way we see ourselves. If you see yourself as someone that is capable, that is worthy, deserving, that is going to influence your actions. After you start to change the way you talk to yourself, you can create an identity of someone who would achieve what you want. In other words, you're going to strengthen your sense of self, and as a result, start to believe in yourself and start to believe you can and you deserve to achieve your goals. That leads us to our next step, which is to take action. Once you start to change the way you talk to yourself and start to perceive yourself not only as someone who is capable of achieving your vision, but also worthy and deserving of achieving it. Now it's time to take action. What's one action you can take that is going to move you closer to your vision? It doesn't have to be something big. Small, imperfect action goes a long way in creating the momentum you need. One step leads to the next step. And the first one feels like the hardest. push through the first barrier. And from there, once you have the momentum, things keep just moving closer and closer to your vision. Trust. Once you improve your inner dialogue, once you create a strong sense of self as someone who is capable and deserving of achieving your results, and you take action, it's time to celebrate your results. Our final step here is to celebrate yourself, to celebrate every baby step you take along the way. Pop up the champagne, do something you enjoy, give yourself a reward for moving closer to your vision. This is as important as every other steps, because this is going to give you an extra boost, an extra motivation to keep the momentum going. This celebration will not only motivate you to keep taking action, but it will also enhance your self-esteem. When it comes to the result you want, be specific here, because vague goals lead to vague results. For example, I had a goal to speak English fluently, and I remember having to hire a translator for a project that I needed to learn an introduction in English. That's when I decided that I wanted to learn, I wanted to be independent, I wanted to be able to write my own projects in English. But I didn't believe I could. I didn't believe in my potential, my capability to do it. I perceived this vision as hard, as something that would take me a long time to do it, a lot of effort, and why bother, and I'll just keep procrastinating. Once I decided what I wanted and I had a specific vision, I started to talk to myself in an empowering way, and I started to realize what I was missing out. So think about, what is it going to cost you if you don't start moving closer to your goal? Thinking about that, I decided to start moving closer to my goal and take action. Then I had to speak to myself in an empowering way and believe it was possible. To achieve my vision, my goal, I had to take action, which meant talking to people, traveling, mingling with locals so I could learn from them. That meant I had to be in embarrassing situations that my ego didn't want to be. Learning a language is one of the examples that it makes our ego feel vulnerable, because we feel like kids learning how to speak again. And this can apply in many other situations of our life where we just want to stay where it's familiar because we feel safer and our ego doesn't get challenged. But guess what? Once you pass that barrier, then you get that momentum you need. Then you start to notice the results. And that makes you feel better about yourself, makes you feel good about yourself, which makes you feel motivated to keep going and keep walking, keep moving towards your vision. In my case, I started to notice improvement. I started to understand what people were talking about. I started to make friends, started to get better jobs. And that created a momentum that motivated me to never stop learning, which I'm still learning. I'm glad I pushed through and expanded my comfort zone by being embarrassed, by making mistakes, which still happen today, because the results are worth it. The result I would have got if I didn't take action was the motivation to keep moving forward. So remember, what is it going to cost you if you don't take action towards your vision? As well as where you're moving towards, it's important to remember where are you going to stay and what's going to cost you if you don't move there, if you don't move towards it. I hope this was helpful. Stay tuned for the second video of this 4-video series. Thanks for joining me. Click the subscribe button and share it with someone who would benefit from this information. I can't wait to see you next time. From my heart to yours, love yourself first.